So Charles, are you ready? I can ask you a couple questions.
I'm here.
Okay. So first of all, I wanna I wanna start by saying I've had all kinds of so-called experts. I just had one yesterday. This guy told me, "Oh," I said this is patented. It's a big deal." He goes, "Oh no, it's not a big deal. Anybody can get a patent." That's actually not true. You know who started that rumor? Companies that don't have patents on their products, or companies that have patent pending products. That's why they say it. So you're getting ready to hear from a attorney that does patents. Okay, so Charles, how long have you been an attorney?
45 years.
45 years. So that's about 45 years longer than the guy that I talked to yesterday who has 0 years. He never went to law school. So is it an easy thing to get a patent? Can I just go get a patent?
No, it's not easy at all. I do patent what is called patent litigation. I handle cases in which there are patent infringements. Somebody infringes a patent, or you're accused of being of infringing a patent in federal courts, federal jurisdiction, and that's what I do for a living. That and intellectual property and contracts and things like that. So patents are very difficult to get. They're not. You have to file your patent, you have to make your claims inside of the patent, and then you have to take all of your evidence up to the Patent and Trademark Office, we call it the United States PTO, and you have to convince some very, very smart people that they should give you a patent which gives you an exclusive with respect to whatever your claim is inside of the patent. It is not easy to get, it's very difficult, and you have to have the research behind it to get it. Otherwise, your patent's not going to be any good. And they check what's called prior art to be sure nobody else has patented this idea. And and then you have about a 15-year exclusivity, and you can get that extended.
Yeah, perfect. So you said something earlier today. You told me that there was a patent on airplanes in the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell me about
You
that.
know,
That's
we
interesting.
joke in the patent bar about the Wright brothers patenting airplanes. Back years and years ago. The patent office has been around for a long time, and so they got a patent on airplanes. Of course, that was eventually thrown out, and you can't get a patent on electricity. You can't get a patent on sunlight, things like that. Those are obvious things. And
Yeah,
if it's obvious, then you have a what we call it 101, but it's a defense to a patent if it's so obvious. And so you can't do that. You can't get one if there's prior art. And once you get it, as I said, you have an exclusive as to the claims that you have made inside of this patent, which is what David had made in his patent. So it is not easy
yeah,
to get. Most companies do not, especially in this industry, where you're in the health industry, a wellness industry. Most of the companies that market their products do not have patents on those products. And
that's right.
I have cross-examined experts from other direct selling companies in the health industry about formulations and how they formulated and so forth. And I will tell you that most of them they're making claims that have not been patented, so they haven't been reviewed by the patent office. But they're making claims that the research that they have does not support. So I've been in that business, as you know, Tim. I've been in the network marketing and business as a lawyer and as a litigator for probably over 20 years.
Yeah. What that's so awesome. One of the things you said was some of these companies they make claims maybe that there's an ingredient in there that does something, maybe it does something good, but they didn't tell you how much of that ingredient that you need, and so it's really misleading. Can you maybe explain that?
Yeah, it's called efficacy in the business. And the example I always use is there's a lot of research saying that green tea extract is good for you and it will cure all kinds of problems. And so everybody claims they have green tea extract in their formulations and so forth. The problem is that they have 1 or 2 grams of green tea extract, and what you really have to do to make it effective is to drink about 10 gallons of green tea a day. And they don't tell you that, okay? And that's one of the problems is that there's all these different things that you can get research on. It says, this is good for you, that's good for you, so forth and so on. but they don't tell you how much of it you have to have in order to make it effective. And more importantly, their product doesn't have it, and so it's really misleading. And as I said, I've examined a lot of so-called formulation experts from other direct selling companies.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. This is from an attorney that does patent work. He's been an attorney for longer than a lot of you have been alive, and he for sure knows more about law than my brother-in-law does. So I just want to say it is a big deal, Charles. Wouldn't you agree? It's a big deal that this X39 is patented. It is probably even a bigger deal that David Schmidt has 200 patents. What kind of those two things there? If you could just speak on that, and then I'll leave you alone.
It's amazing. Most people don't have that many patents. I've met some really smart people and inventors that have patents, but 200 is really amazing. You have to be really smart and have to have a lot of inventive skills to get to 200 patents. Not easy to do. And one of the things that convinced us when I looked at this business for the first time was the patent, and the fact that he had the patent, and the fact that there is no competition in this business. Other
Amen.
direct selling businesses that I've been involved with have had competition. I was involved with one that sold a lot of household products, so we competed with Walmart, and that was hard, very hard. But
Yeah.
there's just no competition for this particular product in the marketplace.